but it is time now for the Zack Martin Show, as he is on our Boomer Jack's Grill and Bar Hotline. Brought to you by Dr. Pepper, an official soft drink of the Dallas Cowboys. It's Zack Martin here on 105.3 The Fan. Good afternoon, sir.
What's going on?
Man, you tell us how those ice baths treating you. You getting where you need to be?
Yeah, they're treating me well. I'm doing everything I can to get back out there.
Right on, man. I know for you, you've been a warrior your entire career, playing hurt. I mean, I even compared it to Kobe a couple of years back as far as athletes that I've covered that just have the ability to play with injuries at a high level. What's it like, though, when you do have to miss the rare game and the team's struggling? How frustrating is it over there?
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, you never want to miss a game. I mean, that's the most important thing. You got to be available, and unfortunately last week I wasn't, and but those young guys did a nice job. They came in, stepped up, and got their first action, and they really did do a nice job in there.
As fans, we always like to hear, well, I could have played if it was like a playoff game, because then we think, oh, so it wasn't that bad, right? He's still pretty good. What do you say to that question right now?
What do I say to that question?
Yeah.
Listen, I did everything I could to get ready, and I just we made the decision there to give it a week there, and hopefully, obviously doing everything this week to get back there on the field Sunday.
Yeah, you mentioned some of the young guys stepping in there, still ran the ball really well. I think a lot of the conversation this week, as you know, has been in the red zone. When you went back and studied the tape, what were some of the lessons that you guys took from that?
Yeah, we just got to finish when we get down there. I mean, we had some great drives in that game Sunday, some long sustained drives getting down there. We just got to finish. We got to tighten up the chin strap and execute when we get down close to that goal line.
Zach, we're out here at the Texas Live, and they're setting up for a band to play and all that. Are you a karaoke guy at all?
Not really. I mean, I'll join in there if we're having.
Are you a chorus guy? Are you a chorus, or are you like encouraging people to go up there and sing with you, or are you like how does that work? Is like a couple of cocktails and get up there and come on, join me for this?
A little bit of liquid courage. You can get up there and have some fun for sure.
Yeah.
I bet you dominate a wedding dance room.
I love a wedding band. I'm a big advocate for the live band at the weddings.
Okay, band over the DJ.
Are you a keep your jacket on the whole time guy though?
No.
Oh, so you're immediately ripping off the tie and the jacket and everything.
The buttons are getting lower and lower as the night goes on. Yeah.
Have you ever done the move? My favorite move is taking that tie and putting it around my forehead like a Ninja Turtle, and then now I'm starting to really get the people going with that.
Well, yeah, but then at my wedding, my dad and all his friends were doing that, so I was like, oh, man, that's
Dad gets after it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. How was Dad as a player? We know about you and your brother. Who was the original Martin football player of record?
Yeah, my dad, Keith Martin. He played D-line at University of Kentucky. Wore number 70. So that's kind of where I got that. And then he played a year or two in Canada.
Oh, cool.
As a defensive lineman, but he definitely got us into it. Was our coach growing up, and he's a big part of my football life.
What's the hygiene etiquette when it comes to these team flights coming back? I was listening to Cam Hayward talking about the Steelers. They got stranded, and the plane ended up stinking because some guys didn't shower prior to getting on the team flight. I feel like that's a no-no, man.
That is a no-no. That was my big thing. There was a couple preseason games where I'm not going to mention any names, but maybe some guys didn't play, and they were sneaking out of that locker room without getting in the shower. So, always got to get in the shower after a game.
Yeah, you got to be the veteran leader at that point and lend some voice to what's appropriate here, what's professional. What is the gloves are the stinkiest though, right? Of all
gloves
the items,
the worst. Yeah, gloves, braces, like stuff that don't get like washed on a regular basis. And if you wear a pair of gloves for a few weeks, they get pretty gnarly.
Yeah, I mean that was my experience.
Your hands you'll be in meetings and be like, oh god.
Yes, it stays on your hands for forever, right?
There's no way to get it off.
No. But Zach, are you are you a superstitious guy? Because I remember Witten, he never changed his equipment. He just went with the same equipment as. So, like, do you play same gloves, or do you every game new gloves?
I go every game new gloves, and then that week of practice, I'm using the gloves from the previous game week.
But your shoes are consistent, right?
Shoes are consistent. I don't like to mess around with the shoes. I like to wear the same shoes unless there's a surface we got to switch them up. But gloves is definitely that's my routine. I got a fresh pair of gloves for the game.
Zack Martin here with you on 105.3 The Fan. Zach, we're giving away Cowboys tickets here in this hour.
Nice.
To the Tolos. So best of luck to the Tolos out there. When's the last time you tried to win a pair of tickets on the radio?
I don't think I ever have.
Okay.
Well, we can give you these if you want. If you need a pair, we can figure this out if we have to.
I think I'm set this week. There's a couple games down the road where I got some big groups, so I may need a pair.
When's the last time you or a family member went to a sporting event as paying fans that was something besides you and your brother?
Oh man, let me see here. Well, I went to Notre Dame game the week we had off. If that counts.
Yeah.
The weirdest time ever was, so my brother-in-law played in the NFL for a while, and early in my career we played on Thanksgiving, and they played that Sunday, and me and my wife flew up to the game on Sunday after our Thanksgiving game, and that was weird, sitting in the family section of a different team's section there right after you got done playing a game.
Was that Tyler Eifert?
Yep.
Is that your brother-in-law?
There you go.
How's he doing? He's taking good care of your sister?
Of my sister? I don't have a sister. I'm taking
my
good care
bad.
of his sister.
You're taking good care of his sister.
It's week 4. We'll get this straight. By the time we get to the end, we'll be on schedule.
Sister, what are you talking about?
I don't have a sister, man. What are you talking about?
Surprise.
Yeah.
So you're getting ready to play New England. Of course, Bill Belichick and his defenses are rather legendary as you prepare for that game. What differences do you notice from a Bill Belichick team?
Yeah, they do a great job of just making sure your communication is on point, because the same structure of defense could have 5 different times they run it. They could have different players in different positions each time, and it's really a similar defense. So the communication's really got to be on point across the board, making sure we know where we're working to, and the backs and everyone know where they're working to.
We've heard that Dak has a little bit less responsibility or less on his plate at the line of scrimmage in this offense, maybe compared to previous offenses. Would you agree with that? And does that put more on the plate of you guys up front, and especially your center?
I don't know about if it's less on their plate. I think it's just I think the communication is just simplified, and everyone's on the same page. The center and Dak, obviously, they got a ton on their plate each week. With communicating and IDing the defense and the fronts and all that stuff. But I think the communication has been clean, and I think that's probably the biggest difference is the guys are just on the same page.
Have you ever told Dak to bleep off when he kills a run play?
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to know.
Sometimes you're like, damn, I was ready for that one. Yeah. But obviously there's more going on. He's got a lot better view than we do. So we just run the play it's called.
See, that's the company line there. I was going to ask you with Travis, he was one of the smartest guys. I remember when he was coming out of Wisconsin, and everybody you talked to in the scouting world, this guy is so smart, so smart, so smart. Was there ever a time that he relayed a call and you just kind of looked at him? Did you ever question, shaking off like a pitcher shakes off a catcher in that way?
No. He was on it, man. So he's
so good.
We went with it, and obviously extremely intelligent player.
Yeah.
It's Zack Martin Show here with you on 105.3 The Fan. Do you ever listen to the Jerry Jones Show when he's on radio or TV?
I do not.
Well, yesterday, since you missed it, I can tell you, he said when we saw that officiating crew on the field, we knew there was going to be a lot of penalties. Did you guys feel like it was heavy-handed, or what's your thought on the flags coming back in a big way there in Week 3?
Yeah, I think Coach McCarthy does a great job about we kind of go over the officiating crews in our meeting before the game and kind of their history of what they call, what they're heavy on calls, and it stayed true in that game. So we've obviously got to keep a level head and just keep going because when we go over that, we know stuff's going to get called that we're probably not going to agree with, but that's the way it goes.
How about going downfield more and that storyline? Is that something we'll just see less of with how defenses are playing and the Texas Coast offense? So should we get more used to that?
What's that?
Less attempts downfield?
The passing game?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not following what you're saying.
Okay, that's a storyline about the Cowboys right now. There's been less chunk plays, more short throws, and it's kind of a defensive trend where we're trying to take away the chunk plays, and then you're switching more to West Coast offense.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something that as fans and media we should get used to, or do you think the chunk plays are coming back for these Cowboys here real soon?
Yeah, I think offensively we're trying to get the ball in the playmakers' hands and let them make plays. So. I think that's what you're talking about. We're trying to, be firm at the line of scrimmage, get the ball out into those guys' hands, and let them go.
Hey Zach, with Ezekiel Elliott coming back in the mix here in the game this week, though, talk about him and having the opportunity to block for him, and is it that kind of back, or is it? I know Tony does a great job of getting to the hole, through the hole, and stuff like that. But can you talk about some of the nice times that you did have blocking for Ezekiel Elliott?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was talking about it earlier today. I'm excited just to see him. He was such a big part of what we did here for the last 7 or 8 years, and not only on the field but in the locker room. So we had a lot of great times there with Zeke on and off the field, and I'm wishing him nothing but the best. We're going to get after him this week, but it's going to be good to see him.
Do you still have did he get you guys those Gators?
Oh yeah.
Do you still have your Gators?
Oh my gosh, it's the best gift I've ever gotten, because we have 40 acres up in Indiana.
Oh, there you go.
I took it up there, so in the summers when we're up there, we get a lot of use out of it.
So Gavin brought up the holding penalties to you, and I feel like on the rare occasion, which might be once, that you've ever been called for holding, we look at each other like that's a BS call. Zack Martin doesn't hold. What's your reaction when you get called for a holding?
Usually, I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's very, very few times that when you get called, I mean, at least for me, it's like, I'm like, damn, they could have got me there. There's more times that I thought, like, looking behind me, like, is there going to be a flag than times where there's been a flag on me and being like, oh, that's BS. So, man, I think you just got to – I always tell guys, you just got to understand where the ball's going, because that's where a lot of times that's where the officials' eyes are going, is where the ball's going. So if the ball's coming behind you and you're holding, they're gonna catch you.
Is it? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Is it safe to assume that Micah Parsons is being held on every play?
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah. Okay. That's just what you do.
I hold him on every play if I'm going against him.
Now, I have a business proposition for you, but I first want to ask you, how familiar are you with the new age way of sports journalism, the gotcha stuff, and there's like the entities like Ballsack Sports or Butt Crack Sports. They're fooling people left and right with fake sports stories.
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, all right. We play a game we call football or ball sack. It's basically true or false. So I'm going to give you a little scenario here. You tell me if it's true football or false ball sack. Aaron Rodgers is said to listen to dolphins make love to each other by way of healing his body. Is that football or is that ball sack?
I think that's going to be football. I think I saw that clip of him talking about that.
Okay, Zack Martin.
Zach is on the last 2 weeks. He has been on his game.
Zack Martin's plugged in. It's safe to ask, what do you think about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
I mean, it's cool. I don't dislike Taylor Swift. I don't listen to a lot of her music, but that was pretty cool. I mean, it was like the NFL didn't even have a Sunday this week. It was all about the Swifties.
You like to? I know you guys like to razz each other. It sounds like your guy Jake Ferguson's dating a TikTok star right now, so you can go bust his chops a little bit for that.
No, I can't comment on that.
No, it sounds like some razzing's probably already taking place there.
Does that mean it's football and not ball sack?
Yeah, that's football. That's not a ball sack. That's true. But I like the idea, Zach, in your post football life, maybe getting into the media stuff, doing the sports stuff, and you call it Ball Zack Sports.
Ooh, nice. Good play on the words.
Yeah, sounds like you're in on that. Is this a yes?
No.
That's football.
We'll split it 80-20 my way.
Hey, are you in on the Texas Rangers? You've been here for so long now. You feel like a Texan to us. What do you say? Is this exciting for you? You a baseball guy at all?
Man, I'm not a baseball guy. I know they're doing well this year. I'm not going to lie to you and say I follow baseball. I've been to a couple games out there in Arlington, but I usually watch baseball in October. So when it gets to the the Final Four and the World Series, I'll watch it.
I have family in Indiana too,
Nice.
in the Fort Wayne area. But I mean, you have some Cubs fans and some White Sox fans, maybe a Reds fan here and there. But it's much more just football and basketball for the most
football,
part, right?
basketball. I would say Cubs and Reds probably two biggest in Indiana.
Yeah, and Zach, before my final question for you today that I have is, at Notre Dame, do they teach you guys to count? Past 10? do you guys know 11? How do we you guys are one of the premier schools in the country. There's an excuse because I went to LSU. We don't count at LSU. But I was wondering at Notre Dame, do you guys get past the number 10?
Yeah, man, that was a tough one. God, I thought they had it.
I did too.
It would have been big.
It would have been.
I thought that was going to get us over the hump because we've struggled with those top 5, top 10 teams as of late, and that felt like that was going to be the game to get us over the hump. And proud of those guys. They went out there and played well,
They did play well.
Man, just came up a little short.
Dang good team. Everything's still out there for the taking.
They're a good team.
Second week in a row this week.
Let's go.
At Duke.
Yep.
Well, best of luck to you getting right. We'll be wishing for nothing but the best, and then give them hell. We'll be pulling for you.
All right. Appreciate it, guys.